Good morning. It's Ramon Duran again. Returning. Thank God, because I could be dead somewhere. But He did not see fit to end this process I call my life. Anyway, I have been hearing so much lately, and the video itself is late, but I'm uploading it when I feel the need to. Lately, even, and I don't watch the news too often because the stories are all the same. Different people, all tragic circumstances, but the same stories. Either way, this particular video is in regards to my take on police brutality, and I usually don't touch on news stories and the latest trends on current events. That's not really my thing. But I am not surprised about what is going on in these days and times, whether it be Missouri, Florida, even here in Baltimore, where police officers really look at themselves in a way that they probably shouldn't. But they have taken authority to new heights, and even sometimes they've taken it to new depths. So this is how I understand the whole police brutality thing. I am acquaintances with some, and even friends with some police officers, and without knowing them more personally than I do, being a police officer is not an easy job based on the days and times. Excuse my terminology, but niggas are ignorant. Niggas ignorant, and police officers these days, that is all they are equipped to handle, is ignorance. It is no longer to protect and serve. It is to entertain ignorance. That's why the gun is always the first thing to come out, whether it's a knife, anything else. They base their actions on the lack of knowledge on another party. So they act as if they need to pull weapons and take lives. But ultimately, this has been going on for years. The thing that makes it worse in these days and times, first of all, is the media. News and radio, everybody's talking about it, everybody's singing about it, and it's always selective cases. Police officers are known for killing civilians. This is nothing new. And this is no matter what color they are. The longer us as a people, in regards to, since and it's not really a racial thing, but everybody wants to make it racial. The fact of the matter is, one life takes another life, no matter the color. We, as colored folk, we want special attention for the lives that we lose at the hand of police officers and authoritative figures, whether they be correctional officers or whatever. We want special attention when our lives are taken. But it's not just us. I don't care if we have the most or not. That has nothing to do with it. Lives are being taken. Now, what needs to be addressed not is the color, or is not the color, excuse me, of whose life is taking whose life, but the fact of the matter of lives being taken. Police officers need to be trained differently. It is not about, if you are in this particular situation, first thing you do is pull your gun out, and that will help you to neutralize the situation. No, that's going to help you get suspended without pay, and you might lose your job just because you're too scared to handle a situation as a man would, as opposed to handling it as a man with a gun. There's a difference. I'm a man, and I don't carry a weapon. And I can guarantee you, situations have been new with my hand. So the power is not in the pistol. The power is in the manhood.
And some police officers, not all, some police officers lack manhood. And you can't learn that on Northern Parkway and Park Heights at the police training facility. You're supposed to have that before you walk in there. Now, if they taking your manhood from you once you get in there, that is you as the officer's problem, not ours. As civilians, it's not our issue that you used to be a man until you walked in there. Ultimately, it is a problem. Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin and what's the guy, Fruitvale Station? I forgot his name, but these guys are victims of fatal police brutality, and it is a sad situation. But these things, when you look at it, when you look at the bigger picture, these things were going to happen before the end comes, and all of it boils down to this is the end of all times. We are in the last days. Now, I don't know how we, in general, or society itself, defines the last days. It does not mean that time will continue, but we just gonna lose government, or I don't know how we as society looks at the last days. But in my mind, from how I look at it, the last days are real. Time and reality as we know it, we'll see some things we have never seen before, could not have even imagined. They're gonna come to pass, and it will. There's the signs that it says in the Bible that these things must happen. These kind of things must happen before the end is to come. So I'm not surprised by it, but the issue is much bigger than racial police brutality. It should not be specified, but now, speak for this. These families are upset. File lawsuits, do marches, protests, eat Skittles, iced tea, and wear hoodies. There's nothing wrong with that. I love the fact that we can come together because a young man lost his life. But we don't come together to keep a young man's life. We don't come together to progress young men's lives. It's only an issue once one of us is gone. If we were protesting in the streets to keep young men off the streets, violence and everything else, it would be a different story for me. But it's not until one of the police officers or any other authoritative figure comes and takes a life that we want to stand outside of buildings and state office buildings and city halls and all the people that make the laws. And most likely, as soon as we leave at rally, we're going to go break a law somewhere. That's usually how it happens, and that's the truth. So what? That's just how it goes. It's only the truth that's going to set you free anyway. But either way, the picture is much bigger than that. Much bigger than that. We are all victims of reality. That's what's going on. We are victims of reality. And we're only victims because we don't realize what reality is. We don't get it. We don't know what's going on. We just know if something happens and it strikes our emotions big enough, we're going to physically move towards it. Not even realizing how close or far from reality the particular circumstance is. We just know it emotionally struck us. We care. We're going to go do something about it. But the thing about that is, we should care far before the circumstances get to here. Do you know how our stereotype got the way it is? The stereotype we have is young black men
It got this way because we believed it. We lived up to it. We allowed whoever to start a particular rumor or particular perception of us, whether they saw it or not in us. They assumed that we were capable of doing ignorant and outlandish things. And we lived up to it. They said it out of their mouths one day, repeated it. We heard it, and we lived up to it. Oh, I'm ignorant. I'm going to show you how ignorant I can. And then the truth or the lie is now the truth. That's how we got to where we are. If we really want to know why society looks at young black men the way that we do, it's because we're living up to it. If we ever decide that we want to fool the experts, then we can do that. We can change who we are. And it ain't going to take a police officer. It's not going to take a judge. It's not going to take a counselor, a public defender, or a lawyer. It's not going to take any of those people. It takes us ourselves. And somebody to lead for us to change the perception of young black men. It's only going to change once we stop living up to it. Right now, every lie told about a young black man in regards to who we are, what we can and can't do, every
lie is the truth. Every lie is the truth. But we can change the lie to the truth if we want to. We can change it. I encourage every young man, every young black man that's watching this, to don't be a victim of society. Be a victor. To be a victor, don't be a victim of police brutality and police disrespect. Be a victor, which means when that police officer comes to you and attempts to approach you as if you are one of those who deserve to be treated like he thinks you are, prove him wrong. Don't feed into it. Police are ignorant too, and like I say, I know a few, and not to say that the ones I know are ignorant, but I experienced police officers before, whether it be in general conversation, whether it be on my front harassing the hell out of me, and there are some ignorant ones. Ignorant ones. Ignorant ones. I mean, when I say ignorant, I mean lack of knowledge, the true definition of ignorance. Not willing to do anything and come harass me. No, they're ignorant. They don't know. Literally. Green. But that's fine. I attempt to lead police officers because it's not about Breaking Bad and you ain't gonna talk to me like that, Mr. Officer. I don't go through all that. I'm worth a little more than that. I talk to the police officer as if he's ignorant. And if it's something he really does not know, and my knowledge is based on the truth, I have to enlighten him to that and bring him up to where I am. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of that stereotype about young black men would change in his mind. And maybe he could spread that rumor and go and make that the truth if he would ever so choose to. So, with that being said, young black men, be encouraged. And don't fall for the stereotypes. Don't make the lies the truth unless you're actually going to make the lies, to turn the lies from the lie to the truth. You can take what someone has lied about you or lied on you about and replace it with the truth about you. Don't make someone else's opinion of you facts of you. That's how we got here in the first place. Be encouraged, young black men. Be encouraged, young black men. I'm no different, I'm no higher, nor am I any lower than you. We are all in the same place. But my perspective is different from where I sit. And that is what makes that's how the perception of me from others
has changed a bit of the stereotype about young black men. We are worth it. This is in spite of how females treat us. This is in spite of how our parents, law, neighbors, society in general, in spite of all that, we are different. We are made for much more. We will only get there. We will only get there if we start to believe it. If I tell you something good about yourself and you don't believe it, but a police officer can come and tell you you ignorant and you need to be in jail and you can live up to that, then we should see what the problem is. It should be obvious what the problem is. So, try to change some of those perceptions of yourself. In your neighborhoods, in your homes, in your schools, I don't care where you are, change them. Nothing else you can do. Otherwise, they're going to believe everything they've been hearing over the last 200, 300, 400 years. We can't do jack. And that's a lie. That's a lie. And make sure we prove that that's a lie. And any of you outside of the young black men status, encourage who you see. Encourage every young black man you see, because he needs it. He needs it. He's forced to live up to a perception that is not even true of himself. And we don't even, and because of that, and hearing it for so long, we don't even know what the truth is of ourselves. We don't even know. We have no idea. So if you are not a young black man, help us to rightfully identify what a young black man is. And maybe that young black man will grow up into a grown black man, doing exactly what we were intended to do, whether black, white, green, yellow, red, or purple. We will be men. We will be men. If anything else, just like encouraging a young black man is in the same category, let God use you.
Let him use you.